Hurricane Ida is over the Gulf of Mexico, and all preparations to protect life and property in the Gulf Coast should be rushed to completion in the hurricane warning area. Hello, I'm Mike Naso with this 11:30 a.m. update on this Saturday morning, watching our powerful Category 1 hurricane getting better organized there in the southeast Gulf of Mexico, on track for a Sunday night, early Monday landfall along the Louisiana coastline. There you can see the visible satellite imagery, and again, it is looking better and better as time goes on, bubbling right around an eye, developing a better defined eye on visible, taking that track in the direction of the Louisiana coastline. Here's the latest on Hurricane Ida as of 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern from the National Hurricane Center. Ida was at 24.8 north, 86.1 west, winds of 85 miles per hour, moving northwest at 16, and the pressure's been in the 980s, still expected to strengthen today into a Category 2 hurricane, and then a Category 3 hurricane, and then come ashore as a Category 4 hurricane, an extremely dangerous Gulf Coast storm, sometime Sunday night in the general vicinity of central or southeastern Louisiana, and for that reason, we do have a hurricane warning from Intracoastal City, Louisiana to the mouth of the Pearl River, including Lake Pontchartrain, Lake Maurepas, and Metropolitan New Orleans. We also have a tropical storm warning from Cameron, Louisiana to Intracoastal City, and then from the mouth of the Pearl River to the Alabama-Florida border, all with the expectation that this wind field of tropical storm winds and then the hurricane wind field is going to continue to grow larger and larger as the system nears the coastline, and that will also kick up the water and the waves that crash ashore with it. Here's the visible satellite imagery as the sun comes up this morning, looking very dangerous and ominous as it bubbles right around the eye of the hurricane, right in there, and as that eye pops out more and more, we'll see the deepening increase as it moves over hotter and hotter water over the next 12, 18, 24, 36 hours that it's going to spend over the Gulf of Mexico. Again, the computer forecasts continue to be in very good agreement here, with a landfall somewhere between the New Iberia, Lafayette, Intracoastal City area here, Marsh Island, that region, and over here towards Plaquemines Parish. Somewhere in between. So if you're in Terrebonne Parish, Houma, areas like, I'll show you on the map. I'll show you a close-up in a minute. These are the European ensembles, and then these are the GFS ensembles, continuing right into south-central, southeast Louisiana, and anybody on the right-hand side of the storm is going to have the highest onshore flow and the water rises, which are what kills. Here's the HWRF model as of 6Z, and you can see it shows our system on the simulated satellite, the way it looks right now, organizing, and then you can see it spits out a fat donut eye and just totally explodes over the Gulf into a Category 4 hurricane and comes ashore there late Sunday, early Monday, with pressure in the 940 millibar range. Extremely dangerous. The right front quadrant over southeastern Louisiana, onshore flow, crashing waves, storm surge, all around bad news if that model pans out. Water really is what kills with these hurricanes. I mean, think about Hurricane Katrina. It came ashore down here in Plaquemines Parish as a Category 3, and then at the border of Mississippi as a Category 3. But the winds, as bad as they were not the main story. It was the water. And the water with Ida is going to be a big problem. 10 to 15 feet of surge, maybe higher, between Morgan City and the mouth of the Mississippi River, and then 7 to 11 feet all the way over to the Mississippi coastline. 4 to 7 for Lake Pontchartrain, 6 to 9 for Vermilion Bay. This whole area, you could have flooding miles and miles inland with a landfalling, dangerous major hurricane, which is exactly what Ida is expected to be. So again, on the right-hand side, especially from landfall, is where the most onshore surge will take place. So if it does make landfall near Morgan City, you got the eye wall with Category 4 winds gusting over Morgan City, but then you have the right side with that water rise. That'll be the entire Louisiana coastline there from Morgan City all the way over to the mouth of the Mississippi River. Areas like Grand Isle will be submerged by 15 feet of storm surge. Here's the rainfall forecast. You could see 10, 15, 20 inches of rain, easy, all the way up into the areas there of Mississippi, all the way towards Jackson and Memphis. You guys could still have 6 to 10 inches. and we have a high flood risk here along the Louisiana coast, getting even higher here as we move in towards Mississippi. This is all going to spread through Tuesday up into the Tennessee River Valley. Here's the close-up of the hurricane center track. You can see landfall takes it over Morgan City and Houma. So if the eye wall goes over Houma, Morgan City, you guys could really be dealt a very severe blow. And as I mentioned, I'll zoom in on this a little bit closer to see other towns and areas that might get hit pretty hard. You can see the parishes here: Terrebonne Parish, St. Mary, Assumption, St. James. As we zoom in, Houma, Louisiana, Thibodaux, areas like this could really be in for a dangerous, fierce battering. You guys know what Andrew did to you back in '92. You know what Katrina did. You guys are very susceptible to high water rises. Again, New Orleans, you'll be in the right front quadrant, and you don't want it to move on the right side of this track, because then you guys will end up getting a lot of onshore flow right into those very dangerous levee system areas. So Slidell, Gulfport, Biloxi, you guys need to watch the water rises as the hurricane comes on shore. But right now, again, if it moves even a little bit to the west or to the east, that could have significant impact changes depending. So if it moves to the left of this track, Lafayette, you guys could get in the eye wall of a monster hurricane, and we could have significant water rise here. Whereas if it makes landfall on the right-hand side of this cone, we could have more of an impact to New Orleans. So again, all in all, just a very bad situation. The impacts from Ida, to go down the list here: landfall likely in southeast or south central Louisiana Sunday night, early Monday. It could be 7 o'clock dinner time Sunday. It could be midnight Monday. Nevertheless, that's what we're thinking. The forecast is to strike as a major hurricane. Right now, a Category 4. Whether it's a Category 3 or a Category 5, either way, it's a major hurricane, and it's capable of a lot of destruction. Extreme wind damage expected. In those gusts, too, you could have gusts well above what the storm is. So if it makes landfall at 135, 140 miles an hour, those gusts could be 145, 155, easy. And finally, deadly high storm surge up to 15 plus feet. We could see those numbers increase once the hurricane starts to strengthen. You don't want to go too high and have it not strengthen, and people say, well, wait a second, you said 20 feet of surge. But in some areas, with those crashing waves on top, it could be pretty darn bad. So that'll be the update this morning on Hurricane Ida, a dangerous hurricane, an ominous hurricane making an approach on the Gulf Coast. You can see right there the eye starting to poke out on visible as it continues to burst and move over these hot waters. We will likely see intensification into a dangerous major hurricane. Everybody evacuating on the Gulf Coast and going over your hurricane plans, make sure they're in place, because we have a powerful storm expected to strike the Gulf Coast Sunday night and early Monday. I'm Mike Naso. I'll be back with continuing updates on Ida.